Happy New
Happy
Year!
birthday!
And that is where we're starting on. Okay, so
Yes.
where we last left, Gauntlgrym Station was being besieged by a group of Vesk raiders. It's certainly chaotic at times, but the party managed to flee on a old Drake-class starship, which was slated to be scrapped, but fortunately had not been completely ruined.
Yippee.
And after a quick chase between the ship and a number of Vesk mix of assault craft and fighters, with the help of a Caliban mercenary sloop, which certainly helped get rid of most of the well, sort of. They did their best to hold the line and make sure you had the opening. But with
Yeah,
that,
and we
you
definitely took out at least one of them.
at least one, yes, definitely. With one railgun round remaining.
The trick shot, like
Literally, yeah, literally, yeah. 360 no scoped the assault craft, and with that, you were free to leave into drift space. Sheep.
Just wait until angry bird noises.
That's just. I was gonna say that's just the theme song. Anyway, we're already breaking the rules, so
Yes.
now let's.
Okay. I don't think we've officially started yet.
I was recapping
I know, but I don't think
the
we're
entire
actually in
time while
character yet.
we're recapping.
Yep, I didn't think we were in
Recap.
character
It's
yet.
starting
Anyway,
chat.
Okay. Am I good to go?
yes.
Okay, switch on. Okay, well, I'm glad we made it out of that, but since we, well, are most likely going to be hunted by the Vesk now, given that we've probably just stolen something they want, and that means we're going to be traveling together for a while, I should probably be honest with you all. My name is not Renee Sinver, nor has it ever been. And every bit of information I told you and those back at Gauntlgrym to make my way onto the station was a lie. I've been working on acquiring some information, and let's just say that data chip we recovered was a bit more important than I let on. And not to Frugan. As with that, Renee will start to change. At first, her outfit will begin to shift, looking a lot more, what's the word? Modest. And then from her head, a pair of fox ears will spread. A tail will form, well, where you'd expect it to be. And she will shapeshift back into her original form as a kitsune. Comment if you pick.
Yeah.
My name is Fox. And frankly, that is all you will ever know me by. I don't do names, and don't expect me to remember yours. Throughout the time I've been navigating, plenty of people have betrayed me, and as such, names are too dangerous. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but I am formerly the most notorious hacker in near-space. And I didn't get that by trusting people. If you want to earn my trust, then give me a reason to trust you. You may do whatever you want, but stay out of my way, and we'll get along fine. My one goal is to complete my mission. And, as I said, as long as none of you interfere, we won't have a problem. Any questions?
What the fuck?
Yeah, basically what I was thinking.
Kiri's just kind of got his arms crossed, just like, suspicious.
Looks
I would.
around at the bird, the elf, and then a fox, and just like, oh god.
I would apologize for lying to you, but frankly, I couldn't give a shit. You want Bry?
Hmm?
You're the one person here I have any current interest in, along with perhaps York. You have. Go on.
As I say, to that, Gorlag just sort of crosses his arms. Is mildly intrigued, but he's sort of keeping it under a poker face.
Bry, you've proven yourself to be useful and to be an enemy of Avesk. I'd like to hire you.
Well, as of 10 minutes ago, I'm currently unemployed, so what the hell? What do you want?
I previously held one of, let's say, the most intricate information networks, at least in the underground. And I'm trying to rebuild that after it was destroyed. While it's not my preferred route of information gathering, bartenders can be useful. They hear a bit of a bit of everything. And I'd like you to find a bar wherever you choose, preferably somewhere with a large population. Doesn't have to be anything special. And get a job there. We will contact through burner phones, and I'll provide you with an identity to use when we contact. I'll give you a list of information I want you to gather, but I also want you to provide me with any information you believe could be useful or I could sell. I'll pay you 100 credits a month, and if I manage to sell any of the information you gather for me, I'll give you a cut of it.
Well, I can't say that's a bad deal. I suppose if you think you've got some use of an old coot like me, then I might as well put the work in.
Frankly, you're one of the better candidates I've encountered. You're skilled in hand-to-hand combat, former soldier, enemy of Avesk, and people wouldn't expect you to be working with a hacker, due to your... I can't think of a way to put it nicely, nor do I frankly care to, so due to your age.
Oh, please. I knew I worked my way around a console when I was younger. He sort of gives more of a half-hearted scoff, like he doesn't really care either way.
Perfect, and we can discuss details once we're done here. And as for York, I never caught your name.
Gorlag.
Golag. I'm guessing you aren't the biggest fan of the Vesk after what happened here.
Well, no, I think they're assholes.
Give me your contact information. When we're done, well, when I start making more of an income, I might have work for you.
And he sort of he looks over to Kiri, and it's sort of like a mix of a slight eye roll with a head tilt, kind of a get a load of this person sort of look. But he shrugs and hands his own phone over, and basically it's easy enough to exchange details. You quite literally hold phones next to each other, and the exchange is instantly.
In the meantime, as a sign of good faith, I'll do my best to protect Curie.
Kiri just kind of like rolls his eye, like quote rolls his eyes, and like his wings feathers puff up a little bit because he just scoffed a little bit.
In response to the both of you, Gorlag just sort of another sort of, I want to say pat on the back to Kiri, but orc strength, it does sort of push you a little bit for a moment. He just goes, well, to be frank, I don't trust you, but I'll take
I
you to
wouldn't
your word
expect
for
you to.
now. And he sort of nods.
I don't trust you either, nor do I trust Rai, but the reason I invited Rai initially is because I can relate to him, and just taps on her metal eye. We've both been through a fair bit, and I feel like with you being enemy of Aversk, you are the most trustworthy one before me currently.
I suppose, like what Rye over there said, I find myself unemployed, I guess is the way to say it. So, sure. Give me a call or text whenever you need something, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Perfect. Just leans back against the chair behind her. So then, I guess we should probably work out what's happening next, as a group.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what we're gonna do next.
Given the dead weight we're carrying, I suppose we should find somewhere to drop them off.
See, you know anywhere to be safe in the area? Because gotta be honest, I haven't been around too much.
Is there like question? Is there like a little like star map or anything on like the ship's like console?
Well, considering you were in the piloting seats, you can actually quite easily open up navigation, and yeah, you can open up a map and you can put it onto any of the consoles on the bridge.
Can Kiri do that and kind of like look around at what would be the best
Okay.
place to drop the people off?
Are you showing everyone this, or is it just on your own console?
Yeah.
Okay.
Showing everyone.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
Oh, I don't have a map.
so we are in Forogrim right now, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
just we're on here.
So Tabrid is the next closest.
Tabrid, I would like. Mm,
I was gonna say, do we have to take these lines?
You don't have to take the lines; those are just the fastest routes. So drift space in general is just another plane of existence. You fly through drift, and then where you exit will be somewhere else in real space. The way what they're now referred to as hyperdrift. Basically, these are well plotted out and well used routes, and because of that, it's more streamlined. So you can go from one to the other in a matter of a day or two, whereas traveling from one place to another not on a line will be normally a 1d6 or 2d6 amount of days.
Okay.
I would
It
like
might be.
one second though. As it was mentioned with Tabrid, I would like Fox,
Why don't I have my
Kiri,
characters? Oh, yeah, okay.
Elric. Um, Raw Pebble as well. I would like a culture check. DC 10, except Pebble, which is DC 15.
It's a trained skill
Um,
motivation, so just to roll it.
Yeah.
You said wait, what was it?
Culture
When
check.
I click to roll, it says culture is a trained only skill, but Renee is not trained in that skill. Would you like to roll anyway?
Yeah, roll anyway.
Okay.
I'm surprised it gives that. It'll just be a straight roll with no.
Oh,
Did I?
Well, I got 20, so
Did mine? Oh, I failed.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of us succeeded.
2 succeeded because Kellerick was also DC 10.
Oh, a 10, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was 10 for 3 of you. 15 for Pebble because Pebble has never been away from Gauntlgrym. The rest of you
Ah,
come
okay.
from elsewhere, so you would have some passing knowledge
Hmm.
as you would have taken regular routes.
Yes.
Tabrid
That
is a so for Kiri and Kelric, Tabrid is a orange dwarf star. So above table, that's like our own sun, and there isn't much there. There is one planet that is questionably in the habitable zone. There's some colonies in prospecting and such. There is a station above that planet, but it's not. It isn't one where people tend to stay unless they're working there, and neither of you would have had a reason to have actually been on that station, so neither of you would have been there. You might have docked there for like refueling, but besides that, that's pretty much it. Uh, yeah, for 20. With a 20, I'd say, Kiri, you know that this is a shipyard.
okay.
So they're actually making starships in orbit. So this is typically for larger ships, ones where it is easier to um, make them in orbit. And some ships can't even go planet side. Some actually can't enter atmosphere. Most those ones can only travel through space. They're typically made on these sorts of orbital dry docks.
So that would probably
sounds like
not be the best place.
it sounds like a great place to get fuel and maybe some parts,
True.
in my opinion.
And we don't have enough
You
food
guys can
to
like.
go.
Uh,
I doubt we have any food on the ship, or at least not much. So we won't be able to go too
Can we
far.
check how much we have?
Uh, could I like check the systems? But
Given the ship was being torn for scraps, I doubt there's any.
Um, when you say you check the systems, what
like fuel and oxygen.
okay, I will um do me a engineering check. $24.
You know what's funnier than 24?
21?
25.
Oh, 25. The power core itself is fine.
Hmm?
That basically just it's well, it isn't it's not infinite source of energy, but it is we're talking like fusion sort of engines, so they last for quite a long time.
Oh,
Um
real quick,
yeah.
are we running on ion thrusters
You
or
can
hydrogen?
technically neither, would be more so fusion. So basically the exhaust from the fusion would go out of the vents. It would be a little bit more like things like the expanse and stuff. There are some ion engines. They're mostly for course correction and vectoring, but for the most part, the actual main engines, the main source of thrust is that sort of plasma expulsion.
Double.
Is
While you're looking at the for ship stuff, can you check the inventory? see if there's anything unusual.
Sure.
Okay. I'll keep that as part of the 24.
Okay.
So in terms of ammunition, 0. One railgun round was found, but that was basically it. The only thing you've got at the moment is the laser turret, which only operates because it operates on energy. The life support is okay. You are running low on the gases used for that. And fuel itself, so the actual thruster fuel, so there's a part of it that's from the engine now, and then a part of it that gets ignited to go out. So that is kind of like the hydrogen, but different source. That is also on the lower end, and similarly the drift engine, the drift drive.
So we
Is
should
on the
head to
low.
Tabard Vent to refuel, if anything.
We make it there with our stocks.
With a 24, I would say you can. You could probably make it to Tabrid and maybe the next system onwards on that alone, but it would be a bit of a. If Tabrid wasn't there, it would be like a bit of a risk as to whether you could actually get that far. But yeah, in terms of that, that's pretty much it. Obviously, in regards to things like provisions and stuff, the inventory is pretty much empty. There isn't any spares of any kind. There isn't any personal effects or that sort of stuff. At least if anything was officially listed, it has been taken off of this ship before it was sent to be scrapped.
All right.
And
Yeah.
nothing unusual?
Good question. And any unusual eggs or something on here?
Um, Seeing as you are, I'm going to assume you're sort of looking over Pebble's shoulder, Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. In which case, I would like you to tell me what you consider to be unusual.
Either something draining power or something in storage, which, like, say if, I don't know how the storage works exactly, but if it's like a thing of,
If something was in
th-
storage requires power to keep it stored, like for example a freezer or
not
something like
necessarily.
that. Oh,
That's one thing, but also if it's just like something, say like it's out of like 100 storage, just for argument's sake. If it was like saying like 10, but there was nothing in there, almost as if
right.
something's there but not showing, kind of thing.
That's something. Okay, so discrepancies basically.
Yeah, anything that's like just seems off with the storage or any part of a ship.
I'm gonna be visually annoyed at Fox like hovering over my shoulder.
Just gonna lean over and start tapping away herself. Just like, get out of my way, Twink. I need to check this.
Okay.
You know, like put my hands up and just walk off. Then
To be honest, I'll say there's some discrepancy in the sense of you've got a lot of cargo space, but it's more than what this ship should have. However, the way that is sort of presented seems more so that you have the capacity to have other rooms and they've been stripped out and so are now being considered by the computer to be cargo space. So you have what's listed as 3 cargo holds, only one of which being the actual cargo hold that you had been in.
And does it say how many rooms from the ship?
whose check is this?
I can do another check if you want.
I'm going to say yeah. Actually, to be honest, at this point, I will say now.
Computers
you
or engineering?
are. Seeing as you're looking more at a manifest, I would say computers.
Okay. Headphones on, blocking everyone else. 31.
31. Okay. So,
Thought you said a dirty one.
dirty one. A dirty one.
Worse than in that one.
Yeah. I suppose that's like that'll be like a 2 with a -1 modifier.
Yeah.
Um. So there are 3 expansion bays. One of them is dedicated to escape pods. 4 single. No, 4 double. Sorry. So 8 people total. Which seems to be the capacity for the ship. There's 2 cargo holds, one of which is the main one that you saw. The other one is the rooms that have been stripped down. Besides that, you have crew quarters, or 4 of those labeled as being for 2 people each.
Mhm.
And the other rooms are more so compartments for things like turret access and other systems. So you saw the engine room at the back behind the cargo hold. You saw other stuff like that. There's an area for the drift engine, areas for the sensors and countermeasures and other such stuff. And behind the ship, oh, not behind the ship, sorry, behind the door in the on the bridge, where there's that sort of, yeah, it was already opened, that larger structure inside. That is the ship computer, a Mark 1 trinode. I think now I will go back to this map.
Just trying to discern what Ada was hiding.
And on that note,
She's a long boy.
it is indeed a long ship. On that note, while you're getting familiar with all of the different systems and such, one of the monitors, the area that's dedicated for communications, starts to beep. A repeating um a repeating beep with a flash on the screen. It is a message.
Video or like just
Um it doesn't specify. It is a message that's coming through the drift transponder. So to recap, every ship has a transponder that's linked to the drift. It's linked to the drift engine. This basically broadcasts your signal, your ship name and its location, pretty much anywhere that has access to this or has range with other sensors. It means that you can send messages to any other ship pretty much anywhere in almost real time. However, it does obviously mean that you can be tracked too. There is ways of getting around that. You can turn off transponders and essentially run silently. However, it would also mean that you don't give off any signals, but no signals can reach you either. Like no one can
Yeah.
send messages, you can't send messages either. So basically, you force the ship to be silent in terms of communications. But when a message comes up like this, it is just a message alert. There's no indication of whether it's a video or a audio, but it is a message, not a two-way conversation.
Okay, that's fine then.
Do we
I was
know
just
which
debating like
you're
if it was two-way,
Sorry.
I'd have to switch back. So like, just in case.
Fair. Yeah, no. So if something's labeled as being a message, then that means that it has already been recorded and sent. It will specify if it is a call.
What did you say, Cal? Sorry.
Do we know who it's from? Like, it doesn't say who the message is from.
No, it's being obscured.
Oh, that's probably for me. I might know who it is. Oh, and a character as well. I just want to say I'm playing a raging bitch, so I apologize for being a complete dick to everyone.
Oh,
I was just gonna
okay.
say, I was just gonna say Renee was friendlier. Damn.
Yeah.
I bet you miss the rich woman now, don't you, Kelric?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like the first take on the reveal, nicer. This one, I mean, you're just a raging bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kiri
Like, I
generally
don't-
does not really like her.
Yeah, like Pebble got really pissed off when you referred to the survivors in the cargo as dead weight.
Yeah. I can't
It,
really say Tonic likes Fox less than Renee.
just kind of ignores them. Which screen is it?
Let's just say that one.
All right. Just like kicks back in the chair, like boops the screen or whatever.
All right. The immediate thing that comes to notice, so this is a voice message, so it's basically just a waveform that sort of like moves up and down when there's speaking.
Yeah.
The moment, like before like message even fully begins, you realize this is not a voice you recognize.
Interesting.
But basically the message reads: Survivors of Gauntlgrym Station, we saw your escape on our long-range sensors. Though we don't know much else about what has happened. For what it is worth, you have a safe space to dock on Horizon Drive Yards. And personally, I would like to speak to whoever is piloting the or whomever is in charge of this old Drake class.
Well,
If you have
Europe.
if you have any survivors on board, we will take care of them, at least until they can be resettled elsewhere. However, the crew of this ship, I would like to speak to you in person. Please be aware we will have our security up, but everything will be as formal as can be, just as a precaution. And there's a slight pause, and it just goes, one last thing. About halfway through your journey through the drift, turn off your transponder, and then turn it on before you arrive at the station. And then the message goes off.
They want us to stop. Well, they want to make it so we can't be tracked.
I'm gonna like put my hand on Kiri's like shoulder. Like, are you gonna respond to them?
Kiri's ears like twitched as soon as he placed his hand and like pulled his shoulder away to look at the monitor. He kind of just like stared at the monitor for a few seconds, like tilting his head a little bit. Now, what could they want with the pilot? Why me?
And gets out of the
I
chair.
don't know.
Well, Feathers, you're free to respond. I prefer to lay low anyway.
Yeah, well, your fancy flying did get us out of hell.
He chuckled a little bit and then kind of like scooted into the chair to like
Oh,
try to oops.
I was trying.
Casually sits on
No, I was trying
Yeah.
to move here. I just extended too far. I am gonna want to take a look down around the ship.
You're a bit of an engineer, aren't you?
Yeah, make sure like, nothing's leaking that shouldn't be leaking.
Okay.
Hey Twink,
Yeah,
if
okay.
you're gonna look around the ship, don't let anyone come here. I don't want to have to go into that fucking form again.
Yeah, whatever you
Kira's
say,
just gonna
Pelt.
Kira's gonna just sit at the computers and just kind of like monitor navigations and stuff.
Okay.
I would also like to quickly add, anytime like Fox comes near, he kind of like extends his wings out just a little bit to give him some personal space.
No leaning over for you, bitch. Okay. Oop.
Could I try that thing I sent you, Karma?
Yes, you can. I would like you to make a computers check.
Oof. Is the DC gonna be high?
The DC will be a
I don't think that.
Oh,
uh, well, the DC was a 10, so yeah, no, that one did not succeed, I'm afraid. You'll have to try again in a
Make-
bit.
Yeah, I'll
Karma.
make another.
Sorry.
Yes, Fox.
Is like you said, this computer is like kind of like the central thing, right?
Yes, so basically this controls all of the systems put together, and it's how you can engage these systems on your computers instead of having to go to the individual machines all the time.
I looked through the like actual stats of the ship.
Mm.
But is there like a place where I can view any information which is stored in the ship?
That would be on the monitors. These ones here, there's other monitors elsewhere that you'd have to find, but generally speaking, the monitors on the bridge, they're set up so that they have specific seats. So you've got like your navigation, your gunnery, piloting, etc. But you also have you can access all the other systems from any of the computers as well.
I'm mainly looking for information rather than the systems themselves.
Yeah, the point's the same.
Yeah. Okay.
So, in which case, do a computers check, or you can take 20, which will take a while.
We'll try computers.
All right, do computers then.
22.
22. Okay, so you access the, you can access the files and such. It looks as though information that was on here has been wiped. Nothing specific. It's more so like a general systems wipe. Again, this ship has been sent to scrap, so chances are the original organization or nation that owned this
Mhm.
basically, reset their computers and such. That's not to say that if there was any information on here, it is gone forever. You could potentially restore. It's going to take you a while, though. It will take a few checks to get through that sort of thing. I could say that's something that you can make attempts to do during long rests.
Yeah. In the meantime, the data chip.
Yes.
Would I just be able to like plug that in and check it, or?
Mm. 1 second.
Okay.
In theory, yes. If you had the data chip.
Didn't he give it to me? Didn't the twin give it to me?
No.
Oh no, I kept it on me.
Pebble grabbed it and then ran because you all needed to go to the ship as fast as possible.
God damn it. Just leans back on chair. Do either of you know of that twin coin?
You mean Pebble?
Yeah, whatever whatever his name is.
He's somewhere back there. I don't know.
Kiri didn't acknowledge her. He was just still looking at the monitors.
You can be a bit nicer, maybe then people will be more willing to help.
Or I could just, dig up dirt on you and then give it to people who are interested.
Yeah, I think we both have done each other then, I guess. So, you know what? It probably would be the best idea for both of us. So, we should probably just go look for him.
What data? Everyone thinks I'm dead. What are you going to tell them that
Well,
an
they
undead
would
hacker
surprise
is?
us if they find out, so...
Are you going to tell them an undead hacker leaked the information on you? I'm sure they'll believe you.
I mean, I'm sure there's records for stuff on the ship, like how many people are on here, and they would find it out. But you should probably just not do either of that, and we should probably just focus on getting there.
If you're afraid, then I'll hold off for now. It's within my best interest to keep you around anyway.
In the
Exactly.
At this point,
meantime,
Kiri's
All of our
wings.
just-
At this point, Kiri's wing feathers are like completely ruffled up. He's just like, "Can you just like move already?"
Calm down, Feathers. I'm not threatening you.
He just turned his head and just glared. And it kind of like took his like wing and like kind of like made it like a curtain and just like hid her from his sight.
While I'm looking through this ship, I want to head towards the engine and what powers the ship.
okay. While you're doing that, I can also allow you to make one more computers check. In the meantime, I would say at this point, yeah. Okay. At this point, Kiri, if you wish to do as the man on the message mentioned about turning off the transponder, you can do that from the piloting, from the navigation. It would be a computer's check to do so.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that then. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's such a satisfying sound.
It is.
I know, right?
22. Alright.
I love how we have the two computer mains, and I'm just here old school pipe and belts.
Yep. So with 22, you find where the options are. Quite easily, and you can turn off the transponder, and you know where that is now. So if you need to do this again, you won't have to do the roll.
Okay.
Pebble,
And it brings over.
you've succeeded in interfacing.
Hmm?
The modules inside have a are held within a security module, so you'll need to do a series of computer checks in order to try and break through that.
Mhm.
But that would have to be in a moment. Oh, you
Am
were
I
about
able to
say
keep
something.
moving around the ship?
Yes.
Cool.
I pretty sure was going to say exactly what I said in the chat.
Okay. They ask Rye. They get the change ship. They don't have to. Okay. Yeah, he sort of gives like an amused scoff, and he walks in the same direction because he did see he saw Pebble leave. Not sure where he would have gone since then, but he knows which door, so he's going to go in that
The ship is
direction.
only a finite space, so.
Is this the engine, or is this like a small little personal ship.
You have nope. It's not a ship. You have found the access point to the turret. One of them.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Cool.
So there are physical parts. So if you have to go to the turrets yourself, there are actual physical compartments to go to access them. You can also access them from the computers at the bridge as well, but that's more so just like if you have more crew or if you need to go somewhere, then yeah.
Jesus
Which black
Christ.
box did I have?
Which what?
What black box? Because that was for data and then was the audio.
Didn't you get both of them in the end? Didn't you have to take both of them so that Pepper could do something?
Oh yes, that
No.
was it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, I took both of them, so you could close the door.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Ah.
God damn. Why do you have everything I need?
Well, you can't
Well,
still have both of them, so where did you put them, Pebble?
I'm gonna say for simplicity's sake, it's just up here.
Okay. In which case, Fox, you
Yeah.
have instant access to both of them.
Okay. I'm gonna start by trying to get into the audio.
Yeah, okay. Which case, while you're doing that, I would like everyone to do a long rest, which actually, is there an option for, is there a button for
Full
that?
rest. Yeah, on the top right, under kinetic AC,
Oh,
there's
yes.
full rest.
Okay.
I go.
I'm assuming that's the same as long rest.
Yeah, full rest is long rest. So that will reset all of the stuff that you have used,
Jesus
except for
Christ.
ammunition.
Look at what I got restored.
Yep, you
Q just sleeps. Nothing else.
yeah.
Yeah. Could I be
Oops.
doing my little tech stuff and my maintenance stuff?
Renee just takes the pistol out of her thigh, puts it on the table for a second. Well, Fox, sorry, takes the pistol out of her thigh. Puts it on the table for a second, then just puts it in. Ignore that.
I'd like to point out that when you say you take the pistol out of your thigh, that is very literal. It almost seems to materialize out of her thigh.
Oh.
Oh,
You guys think I'm gonna lift my skirt? I'm gonna shoot him in the head. Simple. That's the whole point of Renee, after all. Trick
Maybe
stupid
end
guys
game
into.
wherever it is.
well, good
Tricks-
thing Kiri's not into girls.
Same.
Trick
Okay,
stupid
so
guys into doing what I
yes.
want, and then, you know.
Is anyone on this ship into girls?
I don't think so.
Fox puts a hand up.
Because Pebble's
I
not
think it's
into
one
anyone.
meme. Oh god.
Yeah, I was meant to say it's literally that one. Is anyone here into girls? The only girl raises her hand.
Gotta love RPGs. It's always like this. Okay, so in which case, Pebble, you can continue moving forward. 1 second.
Also, just a quick thing. When Bry gets back, Fox is probably going to discuss business stuff with him. I can send you the details, or I can do it in character. Whatever you prefer.
That could be in character in a little bit.
Okay, nice.
So in the cargo hold, there's about, well, let's put it this way, because it will kind of it'll kind of dawn on you first, Pebble, though it will also sort of become apparent to everyone in a moment. Gauntlgrym had, officially speaking, around 2,658 people living there permanently. That's including both workers and their families. Of course, unofficially, it could be higher, low 3,000, so 3,000, below 3,100. As far as you're aware, there are 35 people that left the station that day.
Alive.
hmm
Oh,
If you're to not include yourselves and Callie, that would be 30 civilians. At the moment, they're pretty shell-shocked. They're some of them are huddling in corners, others are basically just making sure if they're okay and things like that, talking amongst themselves, but it's pretty quiet, pretty somber.
Turn my light on before you guys remember it gets messed up. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What do you say?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
There's no like water to hand out, is there?
Not really, no. You can get you can get to this station. For context, by the way, the drive yards, it is the same station as the one
Okay.
that you were going to go to, so that is convenient at least. Especially as that does mean that you've got, well, you don't have provisions, but the time it'll take from going to Gauntlgrym to there, you don't have to worry too much about starvation or thirst.
Okay. Guess I'll let the people in the cargo know that we're on our way to a station and we'll figure shit out from there. Not gonna sugarcoat anything. I am just as lost as they are.
There's a mix of confusion, some, sort of like nod and give the best smile they can. Others, well, they don't ignore you per se, but like they don't stop to look. They just sort of they're sort of like listening on while helping other people out. For the most part, it's things like basic bandaging and stuff. A lot of these people were hit while they were running or injured by other stuff, debris and things. Not to mention a few people here were shaken around while you were escaping the station's region.
I was really worried about that, especially with our little 180 turn and burn.
Yeah.
Is there artificial gravity?
There's artificial gravity and there are inertial dampeners, so it's not too bad. That flip, though, was harsh enough that you did feel it push on you into your seat. So anyone over here who was, if anyone was standing at that point, though chances are people probably would have like lied down and stuff like that, but if anyone was standing, that might have made them trip over. But besides that, there's no like big injuries. If there's anything related to during that fight, it was mostly bruising.
Oof, everyone's okay.
Curious gonna like kind of poke his head around like by Kelrick, just be like, "Is everyone good back there?"
Are you asking like on the comms?
I was gonna ask you.
Like
Because I'm pretty far back.
yelling. Okay, yeah, he's gonna say it on comms then.
So like I say, like you look over and originally you yell it down, and then you sort of at this point, like the area is open. You look down and you see that it's basically a corridor that keeps going.
Like
And-
I explored pretty much most of the ship. It is a long fucking corridor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Show on your mouse like how far it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh my
Damn.
god, okay.
157 feet.
That's a big ship. So yeah,
Because
he's gonna say it on comms then.
Yeah.
it's gonna take Rye 3 days to find you, like, holy shit.
I've
Kind of like
Or
overestimated the corridor and
just
just
like
kind
on
of
the
was like,
comms, like
oh,
just minor bruises, scrapes, abrasion, but I feel like the biggest concern is just food and water for when we get to the station.
he then nods. He's like, all right, thank you, Pebble.
Are there comms just for curious? And
Um,
are they hearable by all of us?
I would say it's hearable, seeing as we said that you could all talk to each other while during space combat, considering Pebble would have been in the engineering room at that time.
What the hell?
I would say that you basically got like there's a ship's headset essentially, so you can all hear the communications back and forth.
Okay, like, she's making sure she's not, like, on mic or anything.
Mhm.
She's gonna be like, shame, I would have solved the food solution if things got bad.
Kiri just kind of groans.
Did
and just-
Pebble hear that?
We'll say for simplicity, Fox is able to basically cover Mike and drown it out. It's not fully. Actually, no. To be honest, you wouldn't even need to cover the mic. These are. It's like in movies and that where you see people they still like press to their ear when they talk. So it has to be activated in order to talk. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Kiri's just gonna groan and just keep on checking navigations and stuff.
Okay, so at that point,
Oh, any more checks I need to do?
do one more computers check.
Will you let me know what the DC is?
15.
Or
Oh, hey!
Oh,
That's damn.
you have one success.
okay.
So you can keep making checks, not now, but like you can keep doing it. And you basically need to get 3 successes in total.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Are these escape pods over here?
yeah, so these are the escape pods. You can when you open it and like you sort of like see through in. There's basically 2 seats inside, so it's sort of like one in front of the other, and that is so this ship has sort of a capacity in terms of crew for 8 people at most.
I found the bathroom.
That's important. That's important.
Yeah, well,
There's a shower.
Nice.
I hope there would be
Ooh.
this living quarters.
Yeah. Could I turn on the sink, see if anything happens? Oh, I forgot what my main mission was in here. To find the fucking engine.
ADHD in a nutshell.
yeah.
Well,
What's
I'm
this?
exploring
What's
the
this?
ship.
There's what should do
Trying
here.
Find
Karma.
the engine
Yes.
bay.
Like, if I was to search for, try and search for ship for, traces of what Otto hid,
Mhm.
would that be instead of a, black box slash, data chip?
If you're looking for like something physical, you mean?
Yeah.
Um, perception. I will allow one perception check. Of a DC 15 normal, DC 20 is guaranteed.
Can I do the check and then also take 20 if I can't find it?
No, I'll say per long
Okay.
rest that will be either a check or a take 20.
Okay. And then if I did take 20, I wouldn't be able to do the black box and data chip?
No, because you
If
would have spent that time basically scouring the whole ship.
If I could interfere real quick because I'm looking for what Ardo found specifically.
Same applies to you then. So you can either take 20, and during this time, that's
But-
pretty much all you're doing, or you roll for it.
I had a theory that it would be in the engine area. That's why I'm trying to find it.
The engine area is at the back where. Oh no,
Oh.
you didn't actually go there physically before. So
Wait, is there a door back here?
yep. One thing you'd notice, so
The hell?
don't try
Sorry.
going around a corner. Just yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were reacting to the noise. Sorry.
Oh, there's the door.
Yeah, so as you see, like those two brownish platforms, those are platforms. So the cargo hold is below you. There's stairs that go down. So when you're going into the middle, you're going down those stairs. But if you instead continue along the catwalk, there's a door, and those either side
Gotcha.
it goes to the engine room.
Okay, I'm gonna boop 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 and oh, that's sexy. Sorry, I'm a grease monkey through and through.
Yeah, large engine system. You can see where it's basically it's a simple fusion reactor type. But this one's more cylindrical, so it's not like actual sphere fusion reaction like a sun. It is making a beam of plasma going through the thing, and it's almost in a way it kind of harkens to older combustion engines in the way everything's moving around, though obviously it's not actually functioning in that way. But if you're looking in here, then do a perception check. Same 15 you might find something, 20 is a guaranteed find something. 15.
Oh.
Twice you've just got a thing. So
Yeah.
for starters, I will say you don't find anything specifically related to Ardo that you can tell at least here. What I will say is that you notice that so some things here have been tagged specifically to tear off and then keep whole though to sell. But the timings on them are wrong. These should have been some of the first things to tag because well they're the ship's engines. They're like one of the biggest components, but they're out of order compared to the rest of the things here that have been tagged.
What to do with this information?
From what you could
would
tell,
Pebble know?
it could be something special, or it could be simply a case of someone was deliberately late on the paperwork to get some extra cash on the side.
When I have a moment, I'll try to investigate more on this.
Okay.
Is that a fucking rover?
No. These are all systems that are part of things. So that one up there is the drift drive, and the one down there,
Because it looks like it has handlebars and wheels.
it does a bit actually. Yeah, I think it's more so just. Yeah, I think it's more so to be moved around, but it was a thing. Think of it more like pallet sort of thing where you're moving those.
Oh, a forklift or something?
Not forklift. The thing that the other ones, the ones that you
truck.
manually use.
Pump truck.
Okay.
Yeah. So while that's happening, so Foxy, you taking 20, you said.
Oh no, I'm gonna do the data chip stuff. If that's okay.
Which one of the black boxes?
No, I'm gonna wait for Rise to get back for the data chip.
Okay.
I would avoid rise.
Yeah, in which case, Kelric and Kiri, is there anything specific you want to do?
Specifically, not.
Uh, not that I can think of. Curious,
Yeah,
just
same
kind
right
of
now.
just vibing, just in the zone, just monitoring navigations, just watching monitors, see if anything pops up.
Margarius trying to just keep a bit of an eye out on Fox because he still does not trust him a lot.
Okay.
So, like peeking over, basically just seeing what's happening.
Alright.
And then by now, Kiri's feathers have kind of like calmed down, but he still has like his wing up, covering his view of her.
Alright. I will say you do start to feel a strain in your shoulder. Pebble.
Hmm?
I will allow one more computers check. Or
Hmm?
you can take 20. However, it will fail the main check that you want to do.
Hmm. Mm,
Decisions.
yeah. I need to get some clarification. Sure, I'll take the 20.
Okay. In which case, you spend a while with it. It's a bit difficult to do, given the circumstances of how you find these modules. But with taking 20, you... Okay.
That's why I resume.
It's right here.
With that though, yeah, you can you do something with it. But the time that it takes to do that, you hear sort of a more grizzled voice call out from basically the same door that you came in with. Goes, should have figured you'd be down here.
Feels like home. Like having my little USBs like plugged into the engine, running like a little script just to see how everything is.
Right. In which case, while he's walking over, just do a quick mechanics check for that one then. And
Not like
he...
an engineering or
Sorry, yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, engineering. Honestly,
nice.
at this point, if
18.
I say mechanics, assume that I'm saying engineering. It's
Okay.
not going to be physical science. It will just be engineering.
Cool.
Okay, so I'll get in terms of that in a moment because you're more so focusing on the bloke. And it is Rye. You do know him because he was the main bartender in Drunken Pioneer.
I probably got like, I'll pay you next Tuesday for some ramen today with him.
I will say that
I was told we
considering
didn't serve food.
when you hear his voice, there is a slight twinge of oh shit before thinking,
Yeah.
wait, that probably doesn't matter anymore.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but he just goes he just sort of walks over and says, "You're doing all right, kid."
As much as I can. Hey, looks like I still don't owe 160,000 credits.
You know what? That's one way to look at it. And you see in like his eyes, he's sort of like looking over to one side of you really as he's sort of in thought, and there's kind of a realization there that actually no, chances are the company's not gonna really try and track down considering their main asset is gone. But he sort of just shrugs and goes, well, anyway, I think you've got something that furry woman wants.
Pelt, yeah. I'm like pockets, like I put the black boxes. I pop open like the little cassette part to my data chip, like pull out my my personal USB. No, not this one. Pull out my media. No, oh, here it is. And I pull out the correct data chip and hand it over.
Is Pebble's mic still on?
It has to be
Well, it's a
activated to
push to talk,
talk.
right?
It's
Yeah.
push to
Okay.
talk. So like I was saying before, like these are all push to talk.
But me dropping the fact that I have 160,000 credits in the
No, I
vault.
was more thinking about the fact that Rai just called her a furry woman.
And
I
I
mean,
refer to you as Pelt.
all in all, like you are literally a woman covered in fur. You are a furry
Yep.
woman. Like I would like to clarify, they're not calling you a furry. It is
I
as in
know,
a
I
sense of
know.
okay.
I know.
I mean,
It's just the wording is funny.
Yeah, the word is
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
funny.
hold on. I'm gonna right click, safely eject hardware. There we go.
Yeah. However many thousands of years in the future, and that is still a requirement before just pulling it out.
It just feels like a
Yeah, like yeah. He sort of takes it
I
quite
got, like-
gingerly. His hand is quite big, but yeah, he takes it.
Just be careful of them. They are fragile, but they're not like glass.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm not going to keep it any longer than I need to anyway.
Pebble's like a data deck, like opens up like a cassette player thing,
Mhm.
and has spots for 6 USB ports or 6 like data chips.
Nice.
Clicks it close.
I have a question for you after the session in regards to that. I don't want to ask it now because I don't want to break character too much.
Fair enough.
You can DM it to me.
Yeah,
Yes,
true,
I do
right.
have. I do got the Mega Mix Volume 2. If you want to listen to it, right?
I'll DM you.
It's just the entire soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
God,
God.
amazing. Maybe later.
Alright.
In the meantime, though, oh sorry, you first.
I'm I think that's it. Just doing the last diagnostics before I go join the front.
In which case, yeah. So
But
you see that overall the ship probably needs a little bit of care. You did take some damage while the shields absorbed most of it, and you were able to cycle those quite quickly. The ship has taken some damage. It has blown some circuits because of it, and other such stuff. There's probably going to be some repairs that need doing on the station beyond just the actual refitting stuff. But with that, yeah, you can continue on with that, and
a little engine up pat, like easy, old girl. You're no longer gonna be scrapped.
so
She's my baby now.
few sessions time, you're going to start speaking in the Scottish accent. Anyway,
I'm definitely referencing Scotty from
Yeah.
Well, like Mr. Grimble.
Oh God.
Did you not see the GIF I sent?
Oh, I did. I think I did earlier. Yeah. So. Okay, last thing then. So Fox. Eventually, yeah, Ride does come back with the chip. I will say that this is before Pebble makes
I was going to
his
say she's
return.
going to fire him.
Yeah, that would be no, that's fine. You can go back there anyway because this is pretty much the last
Yeah.
thing.
I'm just doing my up and downs every room, checking stuff.
Yeah.
Because someone has to do it.
But yeah, so eventually Ryder's return. He just sort of he hands it over to you and gives a sort of like a complimentary nod.
Any trouble?
Nah, he's a good kid, really.
Each their own. Just plugs it in and see what happens.
For starters, a computers check. This is just to access it, so low DC, but
Yeah. Okay, is it lower than 10?
actually,
Roll
yeah,
a
no,
nat
I can
one.
say you can already. No, yeah, to be honest, you would already do it. You can access it right away, and the modules are the information is stored in a security module, so it will require 3 successes to get through, and this is a DC 15.
Okay, I have a very strong chance of doing this. Do they have to be back to back?
Not necessarily, however, failing can have unintended consequences. You're not entirely sure yet.
All right.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so you get through part of the encryption, and you notice that there is a false file. So this is intended to put you into what you think is access to the module, but it's actually all fake. It's basically just a way of throwing off hackers.
Just like host scoffs, so like, what do you think I am, a fucking rookie?
Like looking over, like, the fuck is this computer stuff?
um,
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
the
no!
only number I could have rolled, which would have made me fucking fail it.
Damn.
Guess fuck that you humbled a bit, huh?
are you gonna yell?
What do you
at me
mean?
for
I know,
distracting you?
honestly, I'm. This is the most perfect thing of. What do you think I am? A fucking rookie? Continues
I knew
tapping.
I was debating whether I should say that. Okay, does Kelrick's chair have legs? Or is it like some kind of special thing?
Legs.
Like I don't know how a chair works.
These do not roll. They are in a fixed position. They swivel, but
Okay,
they
'cause I was
are in
gonna
a fixed
say if those
position.
chair legs, I was gonna shoot one of the legs out.
Oh,
Wait, what?
I was gonna shoot one of the chair legs out so the chair would fall over.
Yeah, that's a take.
It would be solid in PvP probably, is all I'm saying.
So basically, yep, perfect line of events. You just go like, what am I? It's like, what am I? A rookie? Continues forward, red screen. And it's like, sort of like an as you realize
I'm
that.
gonna-
You're rookie after all, huh?
Very audibly just
Wait.
laugh at that. Like, notorious hacker in all of near space.
Kiri saw the
Not a
red
rookie.
screen and he just chuckled a little bit.
You want me to try? Maybe I can do it.
Shut the fuck up.
The module has locked itself. In sort of a similar way that you might, like, a phone lock screen will lock itself if you try too many times to break through. You're not going to be able to continue with this long rest.
Is this like thing on a table or is it like mounted on the wall?
This is the chip, so you're connected to the computer.
It's for like a table in front of me.
Only really like a small sort of thing where the keyboard is.
Okay. To the left of the keyboard, just smashes her fist into it, just yells, "Fuck!"
Doesn't gonna make it run.
with
She
the
draws her gun, points at Kelrick. One more fucking word.
Pulls my gun out, points at
Kikiri,
you.
if you guys start fighting in the bridge, I will turn this ship around so fucking fast.
and with that the
As his feathers like ruffle again as he goes back to his
Like I
monitor stuff.
got my gun waiting for a move from Fox.
so okay, so at this point there's a bit of a Mexican standoff here with
Yeah.
three people with their guns out and a disgruntled bird who doesn't have the weapon out but threatening to turn the ship back, which is probably about as much as a pointed gun as it can be. And at that
Oh,
point,
crazy.
perhaps saved by the bell, there's a beep from the computer on the navigation computer as it's basically warning you that you are getting towards your destination and the ship will soon automatically exit drift space.
Okay. So Kira's gonna look at everyone and be like, all right, we're almost arrived. Sit the fuck down and grow up, act professional. We need to make a good first impression.
That's
I'll do
Renee's
a
job,
first
not
impression.
mine.
Was that in character, Kat?
Yes.
Okay. He just kind of like glares at her and he's like makes like the hand motion, like watching, and just like he just like points to her seat, just like sit.
Don't tell me what the fuck to do, Feathers.
Very fucking racial.
Alright, and Fox, were you standing while you said that?
She was sat the whole time.
She was that the whole time. Good point. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
Like still
'Cause
just making a point, like just like chill the fuck down.
and as so good point to make note of that because at that point it's sort of like all glaring at each other. There's a flash of purple on sort of like the view screen as basically the view screen acts as sort of like a front window essentially, and there's sort of a thud in your chest as it drops out of drift space and you feel like a harsh deceleration as the ship exits. It's moving a little bit on its own momentum. However, at this point, the drift drive shuts down as it's no longer in drift, it's no longer being used. And the system automatically puts up the spooling of the thrusters, which takes about a minute to heat up. But in
As
the
the
How does that feel?
which part dropping out of drift?
Yeah.
Basically, like a sudden deceleration. Like if you're in a car and you immediately put the brake on, it's sort of like,
Okay.
it's not enough to actually cause any real damage. It's just that feeling of it. Because the
Kind of
ship
like a
does
sudden,
move.
like a sudden jolt.
Yeah, it is very much a sudden jolt.
Okay.
The ship basically comes to a halt in terms of acceleration. It does still move forward, but not under its own thrust because the thrusts aren't on yet. It's basically been shot out of drift space and is moving in that speed that it had been going under its own momentum, and that's about it. But because the acceleration has stopped, you feel that jolt. But with that, you do see in the distance essentially a large reddish planet, sort of very dusty. I was gonna say like desert, but no, not really like that. It's more of a dusty looking planet, kind of above table, kind of Mars-like in that sense. And between you and that planet, you see a station that is basically spinning. It is ring shaped.
Sexy.
Ooh.
Karma, before we
Yeah.
dock, can I have a quick talk with Ray?
Yes, I will allow that. It will take a little because it will take a while for
Yeah.
it takes about a minute for the ships for us to spool up, and you will have to then move towards the station on its own for us before they acknowledge, and also gives Kiri some time to then turn on the transponder as well.
Yeah. Just like, well, coming out of drift, just like groans and puts her gun away. Just like, Ray, one more off this ship, we don't know each other. You came to the bridge because Renee wanted to thank you for saving her back at the bar, if anyone asked. Contact me under the alias Pioneer when you find safe.
Well,
Until then, I'll contact you.
sure thing, miss. I'll go look for Renee. And he sort of,
Wait, no.
Hmm? All right, he turns. Okay.
No,
No, I say he turns back to you.
yeah, no, but like, just grabs a bridge for her nose. Renee is my disguise.
I know, girlie.
Oh, okay,
I was being facetious.
oh, you've definitely been an F word. Uh,
There's a slight smirk. He's still finding this all very amusing. He's found this very amusing since he first met you at the Pioneer as Renee. If anything, this has just been getting more entertaining.
but go do your thing, and just contact me when you get a job as bartender somewhere else. You can count for 250 I gave you as Renee as your first 2 months. Sound fair?
I could say a whole bunch of things about how that wasn't agreed on the first time, but I'm not going to bother with that, so sure.
Yeah, it's within your best interest not to, considering respectfully. Are you going to find another job paying you 100 credits per month to start with this little requirement?
No, not unless I go back to being a mercenary, and I can't be asked to do that again.
Good, we're in agreement.
All right, then. Will that be all?
For now. And for what it's worth, thank you for the help getting out of her.
Think nothing of it. And he sort of nods his head and he heads back towards the cargo hold for now. At that point, on the bridge, Kiri, your navigation computer, it beeps again, and a message. Well, it's not. This one is actually a call, but it's only a one-way call. It's basically the station addressing the ship.
So they can't see us?
They got you on sensors at this point.
No, but like if they call, they can't see like a camera in the ship.
No, it's basically
Okay, that's fine.
it's basically a one-way dialogue. Essentially, like like a radio sort of thing.
Just let me know if there's a call like that.
Yes, I'm very much going to, Cat. You can trust me on that one. I would definitely mention
Okay.
something like that. But yeah, so there's a slight beep. It's almost like a bosun's whistle, that sort of like the do that sort of one. And just here on the other side, a woman's voice basically she just says, "Unidentified vessel YT650. Please make your way over to pad 6. You have been granted access to dock. When you're within 1 kilometer, prepare for automatic navigational slaving." And the message cuts.
Okay, he just kind of like nods and like starts readying all of like the systems and everything.
All right, yeah.
Are we able to respond back? I'm asking to our pilot here.
Seems like it was a one-way call, so I don't think we're able to respond yet.
When we land, I might go try to find someone to ask about getting the 30 souls on board, medical check, and some food and water.
The as a
Hopefully
ship
it doesn't cost me anything.
as the ship approaches the station at by the time you reach basically as close as it is in the image, there's a sort of it's kind of like an alarm on the navigation computer, but it's not like an alert sort of thing. It's more of a caution, basically just to get your attention. It's telling you that your systems are being overridden and is now in control of the station. Now has control of your navigation as it's essentially directing the ship into the docking port, where it then connects to a pad. It seems like this area is still exposed to the vacuum of space. While you land on a pad, a sort of like an umbilical arm moves over and connects to the side of the ship and locks onto the airlock there.
Could we see through our screens all this?
Yes, so the bridge itself has screens that go all the way along, so it's kind of like it basically looks like windows. You can see to the side, either side, and you can see to the front. There are options to view cameras at the rear of the ship as well. Above table, kind of like Star Trek, they can sort of see what's coming behind them by looking up at the same view screen. So you can do stuff like that.
Cool. I'm gonna be admiring all the machinery if it's in better condition and more newer than.
It is this place. Compared to Gauntlgrym, might as well be state of the art. It is
Oh
very
my
much
God.
This is a big shipyard. It is a big dry dock and very clearly used to make a lot of good ships. And to be honest, you see stuff here that look like warships
Oh,
Oh,
in terms
I'm more
of the
focused
ones
on
being
the
constructed.
safety tethers, handrails. They got it all.
Pebble is absolutely just like seething at the mouth right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fox just rolls her eyes. Just
Fox, I would like you to make a culture check.
All of us.
Just Fox.
Okay.
Kiri as well.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay. Both of you would recognize the warships that are being made, even though they're very sort of like stripped down because they haven't been properly built yet. You see like the keel of one hull, and you see one that's sort of being made. The guns haven't been put in yet. Others you can see where like guns are being lowered on top.
Mhm.
These are warships for the Marixa Republic, which is not too surprising. This
RMS space.
sector is in their space, yes. So, but basically, the thing that's impressive about this is more so the fact that they are making ships officially for this nation.
Would that be something we'd find unusual?
I mean, not specifically, but it gives you the impression that this station, or the company that owns the station at least, has enough sway that it has official contracts with government bodies. These aren't ships that are being made and then sold off to anyone who buys them, any nation,
Yeah.
any mercenary group. These are actual official naval contracts that are being sent out to these. So it's not weird because obviously there has to be places that make these ships, but
Yeah.
it's sort of a okay, we're somewhere important.
Mm. Okay.
I should definitely not be seen here.
I was going to say that's probably one of the first faults Vox would really realistically have. You've basically walked into this place doesn't necessarily seem like it's government run. It's definitely seems independent, but yeah, like you can assume there's going to be a lot of officialness here.
Do you say that out loud?
Kind of like under my breath.
Well, I hear it. I'm gonna respond, then stay on the ship, grass breath.
Damn.
Don't make me pull my gun again, Twink.
There's 3 people with guns here, so I don't know.
Carrier's just gonna like hold the bridge of his nose, like, oh my god.
I don't think the government building here would be appreciating people pulling their guns out in the ship, and that might lead to more questions about you.
And I'm sure there's plenty of questions about you as well. I just need to uncover them.
I'm an open book.
I'm sure something else is open as well by the look of you.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The fuck does that mean? I don't get it. Pebble may get
I
it.
think that's
Maple
over
doesn't.
all of our heads.
Was that a legs comment?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Damn. Pebble's legs are closed permanently. No one's allowed access.
You shuffle as you walk. But anyway, like during that conversation, then just sort of a beep on navigation goes, and you hear that same woman's voice. Docking complete. Umbilical has been pressurized, and then it cuts again.
Just like stands up, turns to the others. And what name are you going to refer to me as?
Fox.
You just hear
Prince.
a sensor beep come out of Pebble's mouth. No.
Just
Carrier just kind of rolled his eyes. I'm not gonna refer to you as anything.
that works.
Carrier, I'm gonna pretend you don't exist.
Perfect. The rest of you will refer to me as Renee. Immediately shifts back into Renee and like goes like full energy. Let's do this, like airport kind of thing.
Kelly just turns away and just sighs.
Pebble's gonna just pull the gun out, put it to his own head, and be like, no, not today. I'm kidding.
If you guys choose not to talk to me on the ship, that's fine. Just don't say my name.
So you don't say Renee?
Glares. My real name,
Carrier's just gonna
as far as you're
roll
aware.
his eyes. He's like,
You know, coming from me, this is pretty bad, but you should probably work on your communication skills.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do my job.
Communication skills
All
will
you
not
have
do
to
your
do,
job.
all you have to do, is not say my name how I just introduced myself. I will be fine.
Well, you're here to do your job. I'm not here to do it.
And that's why I said stay out of
job
my
or
way,
not,
and I'll stay out of
Oh,
yours.
oh, sorry. Here for your job or not, you could still show a little bit more respect to others.
I'll show you respect when you deserve it.
I mean, looking at your hacking attempts, do you?
And that's exactly why I'm not showing you respect.
Whatever you say, Fox. I just get up and start going towards wherever we gotta leave.
Pretty much it was the corridor that you first went down, Pebble. Those doors to the side, those don't go to escape pods. Those are the airlocks. So it's pretty much
As
the
he
first
walks off.
one.
As he walks off, she's just gonna say, "It's within your best interest not to say my name anyway, because if they find out you're traveling with a highly wanted criminal, how do you think that's gonna go?"
I mean, we didn't have a
I'll-
choice. We had to escape,
I'll-
you know?
I'll probably end up dead, and honestly, that'll be 24 years overdue. As I keep going towards the
And Karak,
No,
don't forget who saved your life.
You know. beginner's luck apparently. I don't know.
Kiri's gonna finish up what he's doing with the monitors and then follow along after them.
All right. So
Could I say out of character? I just love this tension going on.
this is probably the most tension I've dealt with as a DM when it comes to party.
Well, I'm glad I'm playing the role well. So,
So you head through. The airlock doesn't do its usual one door closes, the other door opens, because this is connected to a station's umbilical, and that means that it's basically just through and through, so only one door needs to open, which is the actual exit door. As that opens, the first thing you see, Pebble, and then everyone else is sort of like walking behind you. A whole bunch of rifles aimed at you.
Oh,
But
Yeah, okay, you know what? That is fair. You know, hands up. Just points to my robotic arm. Do you want me to remove this for customs?
the peeks head around corner, looks behind her. What are you guys aiming at?
Aiming at you. At us.
Like, hand to chest. What?
We did just.
Those are
We are in-
guns. They're pointing
we
at
are-
us.
We are an unidentified ship coming out of a fucking
The-
war zone, basically.
the guards on the other side, they're wearing well, for starters, decent armor and more standardized compared to the Caliban mercenaries that most of you used to seeing. They had like their insignias and stuff like that, but their armor itself was sort of a hodgepodge. It was basically whatever they could buy. These ones though, this is whoever these are, whether they're officially working with the station or if they're a mercenary group themselves, they all have the same set of armor, and this is a full EVA loadout as well. This is stuff that they could
Ooh.
wear when in space as well. So helmet on and everything. You can't see their faces. Their visor is black. Their rifles are sort of they're more they're on the shorter side. They're bullpup, so they're more suited for close quarters without being SMG. So they're high caliber, but they're still slightly smaller than your regular rifles, and they're not doing anything though. They've aimed at you. Fingers are not on the trigger. They're just they're basically in a defensive posture in case anything came out of that door. But so they're sort of like lining the sides of this umbilical. So the ones closest are on their knees. The ones behind them are stood up, basically just proper things. There's no real sort of cover here, so it really is just a case of they're ready to shoot at moment's notice if absolutely needed to. But standing right in the middle of them is a middle-aged man, dwarf, and he's sort of like hands to his hips, that sort of like, or like, fists to his hips. He sort of looks you all over and goes, "So, you the crew that piloted the ship, then, huh?"
But that was the pilot. All the credit goes to Kiri. Really, they're really talented pilot.
That they are. I would
he
assume
just
you're
kind of
really
the
rolls his
are.
eyes a little bit
captain
and
of the squad.
smirks a little.
Uh, so I rolled from Kiri. Sorry, what did you say, Pebble?
I assume you're the captain of this crew right here.
He sort of looks over to either side, And he shakes his head, goes, "Oh, I'm the one in charge of this station.
Oh,
I
thank
was the
God.
one that called you here. How many survivors are there?"
We have currently 30.
And us.
Would suggest some medical checks on them, and if you can, provide food and water. They've been through hell.
He nods his head and sort of, with one hand, motions to the guards on his right hand side, and the one that was kneeling down stands up, and the two of them that were on that side walk towards the airlock, and will walk past you all if allowed and to enter the ship.
Is it now a good time to put my hands down?
He nods, and the other two guards lay lower their weapons.
All right.
Renee will hold a hand out to him and like to shake his hand and be like, "I'm Renee, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for letting us board your ship."
Station.
Renee isn't the smartest.
Oh, I know. Not just Renee.
Do you say that in character?
No.
No, just the Renee isn't the smartest in character.
No.
But like, I guess the lady on the ship, they still see like side eyes from the rest of the crew. But he doesn't correct you. There's more important matters to attend to, sort of thing. But he does take your hand and gives quite a firm handshake. 1 second.
Take 4 points of damage.
Like 1 second, you hear the click clack of the dice. And basically just says, "Welcome aboard. If you would like to follow me, I want to take you straight to the command center."
Looks back at the others. Is that okay with you?
I guess.
Like Pebble kind of like giving a smile, but like you see like kind of the vein in his head start to pop out. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Kiri just nods and then follows after them.
Not much is said during the walk. You notice that the gravity in the station is very weird. Within the ring, so more specifically the area that you've landed, so this sort of, it's kind of like the dockyard of the of Gauntlgrym, in the sense that it's all around you in like a ring, and presumably no gravity in the center. But their umbilicals and all of the other sort of areas that people are walking on, they seem to have gravity. It's as if sort of more so like the floor plating itself has its own gravity, each part.
Okay.
But the areas where things are being made are completely with zero gravity, and everything's sort of floating around. There's machinery that's doing this. There's people who are doing it by hand. Basically, whatever needs to be done. And there are some openings and view screens and such that show you the outside of the station as well. And there are some really, truly massive capital class ships that are being constructed outside. And these sort of, they not physically attached to, but they sort of stay in place around the ring. So as the ring spins, the ships are moving in that same circle, as if they were physically attached to that specific spot on each part of the ring. Um, the But once you reach the center of this station, it's basically a small room, very similar to that of a ship's bridge, which makes sense in a way. While it's a space station, doesn't move under its own thrust and such. All of the systems, computers, all of that does function much like a spaceship would. So it's easier to make it that way as opposed to like a building. So inside there's a number of people. They're all working on stuff. These are all individual things. You've got sensors being used that are scanning the entire star system. These are advanced and very long-ranged sensors, and a number of communications, all using the drift. So they're using the actual transponder communications.
Hmm.
But once you reach this area and the door closes, this area must be considered a safe zone, because finally this dwarven man starts talking again and basically starts off by saying, all right, we caught on our sensors that several large explosions had rocked the station, and we noticed signs of a battle outside of it. I would like one of you to fill me in on what happened.
Carrie kind of stepped forward a little bit. There was attack on our home station, and we were able to take one of the ships and escape. As far as the damage to the station, it's unknown, but it was very brutal. As for the battle as we were escaping, there was, remind me how many ships? I think 4.
Um, 4 enemy ships, and there was the one friendly.
There were 4 enemy ships as we were leaving. One helped us escape. They unfortunately didn't make it, but we were able to escape mostly unharmed.
If I may interject,
Go
Okay.
ahead.
those ships that were attacked us, they were. I should clarify. I'm somewhat familiar with how the Vesk function, and those that attacked us were Vesk, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they were Vesk,
They-
military stuff as well, like naval stuff.
Yeah, they were Vesk military ships, but the tactics they showed weren't of typical Vesk soldiers. They were killing civilians rather than taking. I believe they were under the command of someone, and it was set up to be a disguise as a Vesk military attack.
Hmm. He sort of thinks for a moment, and there seems to be a lot that is taken into account in his head. You get the impression that there's probably more stuff that he knows on his side, and he's sort of piecing together what might be relevant to that and what isn't.
Hmm.
But
I say because go
you
on.
first.
I'm gonna say, seems like if I recall, we were all on different parts of the station at the time of the attack. Correct me if I'm wrong, players.
I was in the dockyard.
So was well, Carrie started in the dockyard and then went to
Well,
customs and then met up with everyone else.
Yeah, I was like in my habitation ring. Well, not in the habitation ring, but like the place where I live, basically.
well, I meant like the moment like the 2 nukes went off.
Oh,
Me and Kerry were in the dockyard, and Kelric was near the habitation ring, and you were in the district.
I was taking apart the ship.
Yeah, so you were
Oh,
also in the
okay.
dockyard.
The three of us were
Okay.
at the dock, and Kelric was in habitation.
I'm debating about bringing up the fact that it started when a civilian cruiser came out of drift space, totally shot to hell.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you could bring it up.
Yeah. Well, the day started with a civilian cruiser coming out of drift space, totally destroyed. Atmosphere was vented. There was no survivors on it, and as we were taking apart the ship to investigate, some more warships came out and set off 2 nuclear devices to take down the station's shielding, which then
The ship.
proceeded
Sorry.
to mow down any dock ship and civilian in the way, preventing reasonable escape.
The ship belonged to Ichihara Holdings representatives.
Hmm. All right. Well, in which case, I think you might want to have a look at this. And he sort of leans over to one of the computers. The person who was working there sort of moves to the side to let him take over. As he taps a few things onto the keyboard screen, and a number of news reports start popping up. At this point, it has been about, let's say, a day, seeing as you used the hyperdrift lane to get here.
Yeah.
And within that day, there has already been a lot of news reports on this
Suspicious.
backwater station, which normally in the past would go unnoticed to most of the galaxy, is now breaking news. Of course, the reports coming in of the massacre at Gauntlgrym Station, and number of reports from Dwayfield Mining demanding that the Pact Alliance step in and essentially punish the Veskarium Empire for their transgressions, as the area now was temporarily claimed by the Vesk and now has been abandoned. At the moment, there's supposedly a meeting taking place with the various members of the Pact Alliance, which is essentially basically the elected representative of each planet and any independent moon that is within that nation. A couple of local reports as well from Marixa, basically discussing the potential of Vesk on one side of their border while having to deal with the Gideon Authority on the other side. And basically a lot of political tension. There's a lot of talk of Cold War going hot, and the reports coming from the Veskarium Empire are that of insult and offense over being accused of such actions then being met with actual evidence of the destruction, and the story then changing from being that it absolutely wasn't Vesk at all to these are not Vesk ships. Again, mentions of emblems and stuff like that. Basically, a constant back and forth with nations that don't want to talk to each other. The Veskarium don't want to engage, but are keep making out official statements they don't direct to any nation, but rather to their own people. And then the story sort of changes every now and then. A lot of talk of this being another sort of asymmetric thing, another essentially Cold War tactic, trying to stir shit up elsewhere. But it's mostly corporations trying to push the Pact Alliance to act in response to this and not let it go unpunished, as this was, while Gauntlgrym was out in independent space, it was owned by a corporation registered under the Pact Alliance and therefore considered part of the Pact Alliance in that sense.
Sorry, what was your name? Talking to the dwarf.
My name is Galrin.
Galerin. How long would it take to get a message from Grim to here, for example?
Through, if it's done through the drift, pretty fast, almost instant. There was a few distress signals that had been sent out from Gauntlgrym before it went silent in what we assume was the initial stage of the attack. Since then, in the day that's passed, we've had a few personal distress calls and such that have come from the station, delayed as it was not done through this system.
Okay, so that would explain how the word spread so quickly.
Yes, there's sensor logs, sensor readings, and even long-scale imagery that both we and other stations in the Marixa Republic have taken and then disclosed with other nations.
And do you know if Gauntlgrym is still, well, there?
Physically
Um,
speaking, it is, but any sort of... We believe that all of the external structures have been destroyed. We don't know much about the internal. It will take a while before anyone from Rixa can send investigations. Not to mention, we're still not entirely sure if the Vesk have cleared out completely. For all we know, we could send a sloop over there and it immediately get destroyed. So there's talk of waiting at least another cycle or two before sending a ship out there in the first place. But what we do know is that the entirety of Fulgrim is dark. Both Gauntlgrym Station, a number of the other pioneer outposts, the smaller ones that were still doing mining operations, and Stopgap has gone completely dead.
I see.
Are we the only ones to make it out as far as you know?
As far as I can tell, yes. You're the only ship that appeared on our long-range scanners, the only ship that we spotted go into drift space. There's been some since, but we confirmed those were the remaining Veskarium ships.
I The way the Vesk were acting, were they would kill in any civilians they found on site. I hate to say it, but I'm not sure it's likely you'll find any survivors.
No, we've already come to that conclusion. I hate to say this, especially if any of you were on the station for long, but any investigation being sent there is not looking for survivors as a priority. If there are any and they happen to find them, that would be great, but it's gone under the assumption that the entire sector has been devoid.
Well,
But there is something else. And the main reason I wanted to speak to all of you in person, you've already mentioned it. What was your name again? It says to Renee. He says to Renee.
oh, I'm Renee.
He nods his head. Basically says, "You were the one that mentioned that it seemed weird for their tactics, right?"
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I happen to agree that this is odd. While the Marixa Republic don't deal with the Vesk very often, we do know from reports of border skirmishes with them and the Pact Alliance that they normally stay, they put up their flag, and then leave only when they're being pushed out. Sometimes they stick around to test their enemy's mettle, see how much they're willing to push. But if they decide to push them all the way, then they leave. After all, neither side really wants to start a war. They just say it's a misunderstanding.
There is another matter in regards to how the Vesk were fighting, which I feel could be relevant.
Go on.
I haven't seen them in combat too many times myself, but they've been assisted by goblins.
The people that were sitting on the computers, at least the ones that are like next to him and you lot, they start exchanging glances, and there's a heavy sigh from the dwarf, and he just goes, "Right, that's how it is then." I'm not sure how much you know about the Marixa Republic, but we have our own border skirmishes with the Gidron Authority. Long and short, they're a autocratic dictatorship, military junta that mostly comprise of goblinoids, goblins, hobgoblins, a few others, but that's their main rank and file. There were rumors that the Veskarium had been supporting them with weaponry and technology, and recently we have lost a planet to the Gidron Authority due to their use of a new capital ship, which we fear may have confirmed that those rumors.
I understand that concern, and it's very valid, but I'm not sure it was the Vesk who were attacking. Well, obviously the Vesk attacked, but I think they were under orders of someone.
Well, it's not common for the Veskarian military to be splintered. In fact, if anything, if any general were to go under their own authority, they would be ready for an execution. Sans court-martial, but
I I just find it unusual. I'm not a fan of Avesk by any, especially after what they've done. But how they were fighting, killing civilians like that, they would normally take them prisoner and re-educate, turn them into citizens of their own planet. Like destroying the ships, that's not like them. I feel like they were looking for something on Gauntlgrym, and they were trying to give someone else a distraction. I just don't know what it was.
alright. Let's see then.
I want to say, like, you say that the Vesk,
Vesk.
Vesk, they tend to take people for like re-education.
Yes, they usually take people back to their homeworlds and turn them into second class.
So you're saying that they're under orders.
I believe that the group who attacked
Yep.
weren't with the military, potentially mercenaries or
Cat,
even
your
ex
audio is cutting out every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
just wanna-
believe. Oh, go on.
Say, well, if they're taking orders, what group do we know that tends to like to confirm all their kills with a bullet to the head
That
on
is
corpses?
Vesk behavior.
That's Vesk?
That is Vesk. However,
Ah.
the strategy of killing civilians like that.
Okay.
It is uncommon. It's, well, to be frank, the Vesk have never really cared about civilians when they're in a war zone. They're more than happy to. Well, they're not one to care much for collateral damage, let's put it that way, but outright execution
out.
is not their go-to. There have been precedents
believe
for
they
it
do
in
not like
history, but not recent. I think I might have some information that could help with that, but it's going to be difficult. You see, officially speaking, the Marixa Republic is neutral to the Veskarium in much the same way that we're neutral to the Pact and the Zandite Collective. However, recent events have forced the Marixa Republic to take an official stance against the Veskarium in much the same way as the others. Nothing physically speaking, just official statements of disagreement and condemnation, stuff like that. But politically, that's enough to immediately put us in the limelight and not in a good way for the Veskarium. However, if this is something that is not part of the Veskarium, unfortunately, no one officially is going to be willing to listen to that. But I may know of someone who could provide some information that could change this, that could make either prove or disprove your belief on this matter. The problem is, they were located on Akalata, which is the planet that I mentioned having fallen to the Gideon Authority.
And what would their name be?
It's not an individual person, it is a group. The last I heard from them, before radio contact went silent, they were in a more nomadic form. They started moving their outpost to avoid Gideon strikes. They refer to themselves as Caravan's Reach.
Sounds like my kind of place.
But I haven't heard much. Sorry, I haven't heard much from them since then, though. Once Gideon took over, they've cut all communications from the planet to the rest of the galaxy.
So, if we want answers, we need to go into, well, a currently enemy-controlled planet and recover it, and that is the only way anyone official would listen to us.
At the moment, that seems like the best bet. But it will be tricky if you were to do that. See, the main issue with Accolata is their capital ship. We don't have a name for it yet. It seems to be the only one of its type so far, hopefully. It is orbiting the planet and it is powerful enough to stop most of our fleets. We haven't really committed anything yet. We're still poking at it, really, to see. It wouldn't be too difficult to get to the planet. It's one ship, and you could always fly to the planet while the ship is on the other side. The problem,
Just-
though, is you would not be able to leave so long as that ship is in orbit.
Aw.
Those are actual pebble noises currently. We need to take down a really big fucking ship, is what you're saying.
I'll be right back for quickly, sorry.
Well, yes, essentially.
Do you have any? This station can scan a lot of stuff, right?
We can reach up to most of the Merixa Republic. We can get to the edges of Foagrim, and to an extent, we can monitor Akladata. However, our sensors, well, they're strong, but they are commercial. We're not in any sort of surveillance or intelligence gathering. At least not officially. I dabble, but
Do you have any scans of that ship at all? No matter how blurry or fuzzy.
some thermal imaging and mostly just external. And he does pop it up onto the screen for you, and oh boy, it is a big ship. It is honestly looking at the planet below and some of the debris that you see around that's sort of begun to make an orbit like a ring around the planet. You could say that it's probably bigger than any of the capital class ships that are being made on this station.
I want to request a copy of all the imaging, thermals, and scans.
The people on the computer seem unsure, but he nods to them and they do it anyway.
Boop, boop, beep, boop. All right. I'm going to try to use my extensive shipyard knowledge to make rough guesstimates about weak points, vents,
Okay.
engine bays, reactor bays.
Okay. I will say that you could do that as a long rest activity the next time you can.
Yeah.
And that'll be a few rolls and we'll do that. He continues on by saying, we did come up with an idea to get onto the planet. Though our main problem was we don't have any ships that wouldn't immediately get flagged as being from Rixa. But
Glances over at the Draco class.
yeah, there's that sort of like he looks over and he sort of realizes that you're catching on, and basically says to the whole party essentially, if you're willing and able to, we will welcome your the survivors you've brought in. We will help them get established. If they want jobs here, we'll offer them. If they want to go elsewhere, if they want to go elsewhere, we will take them there. And we will also refit your ship. We'll resupply it. We'll fix up the damages and such. This time, free of charge. In the future, you can always come back. This will be a safe harbor for you forever. In return, we would like you to use your ship to get to Akalata. We believe if you exit drift space just at the orbit of the planet, you can use your own momentum and run silent and not be picked up as anything other than debris. The danger there, though, and that would be something that would require a good pilot, is you'll not be able to use your thrusters until the moment you reach the atmosphere. So
Well, I
basically,
think we got the best damn pilot around.
Your
This
pilot's
sounds
awesome, yeah.
respectfully, this sounds like a slight suicide mission.
I would like to say no, but I will say that it's going to be difficult. It is not impossible. Once you're on the planet, the biggest issue would be the capital ship, but we believe that the people on the planet have been working on that issue. What they lack is potentially the means to achieve it, which is the second part of the use for this ship, your cargo. We want to send them supplies, both supplies for themselves to sustain themselves and continue to push back against the Gideon Authority, but also provide the information we have on the ship and as well as other means that could be carried out to deal with that problem planet side.
Well, I'm on board if everyone else is.
I am too. I mean, hey, at least we have a place to
Carrie,
come back to, so...
yeah. Carrie nodded in agreement with everyone. Stop it.
Okay, there's two responses here. Fox is like, Jesus fucking.
Wait. I'm sorry. Who is like what now?
Yeah, who's that?
Will.
Renee is like, of course we'll help you. Like, we don't want anyone else going through all these problems.
Well, he sort of nods and just goes, well, in which case, we've assigned a couple of cabins here for you if you want, though if you prefer, you can stay on your ship. In the meantime, we will conduct repairs and refit your weapons to use the ammunition that we have.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
We get another railgun strike.
I figure it's
Speaking of-
multiple.
Speaking of
Ooh.
weapons, you don't potentially have any gear we could use, do you? Because I'm guessing the goblins and such aren't just in the ships around the planet.
Above table, what do you mean by in the ships around the planet? You mean as in like they'll be on the planet?
Yes.
Um,
That's the sound of Pebble leaving.
Sorry.
No, I'm not kidding.
He thinks for a moment. I'm somewhat reluctant to provide weapons only because we only have the standard issue Marixa weaponry.
Which will put a giant sign that says, "Hey, we were here." If shit goes bad,
If it is true that the Viscarian Empire is working with the Gideon Authority, regardless of whether or not they were officially responsible for Gauntlgrym, we do have our information that confirms that they are that the two organizations are working together. So, regardless of whether what you believe is true or not, if there are Vesk on that planet in any capacity and they find that we were responsible, it could be enough of an excuse to draw the Veskarian Empire into a fight with us.
I understand. But you have to see this as an unfair ask for people who have very little combat experience. I understand your arm in our ship. But is there anything else you can help us with?
I could probably use a couple more batteries.
Even ammunition.
I can
What?
provide ammunition and things like power packs, stuff like that. Most of those things are common enough that it wouldn't raise any suspicion. Hell, both Gideon and Veskarian Pact Alliance say they have ammunition that have been made in the Marixa Republic at one point or another. But weapons I wouldn't be able to provide. However, when you reach Caravan's reach, I'll make sure that one of the information ships that I'm going to provide to them will have instructions for them, and they will be able to provide you with gear and even some vehicles to traverse the planet with.
Thank you so much. You're too kind.
It's the least I can do, really. I'm sorry that I can't provide much on my end here, besides repairs and such. But officially, we are working for the Marixa Republic, and therefore everything is above the book. I'm not too thrilled by that, but it was the best way for business, so.
Fox definitely notes that line.
I'm gonna reload my pistol right now just because it's really low and I don't want to be in combat with empty. As I'm like
Carl,
looking through my gear.
about reloading, like, do we just use part of the new battery when reloading, or do we just replace the battery whole, or how does that work?
When you reload, I think it basically
No,
it takes some of the
I-
items and anything that's left is left there.
So
Okay, so
I
basically it
just,
just like takes part of the new battery and fills it up.
if I could say something, I just reloaded my arc pistol. It actually just swapped it with a full battery,
Yes.
and the empty battery is in my inventory.
Okay, I mean, was
there a
this
way
just charging the battery, or was there no charge left?
So it was a low charge. I had four charge left to it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but
when
the 4 charges in inventory now, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I want to ask if I can recharge that thing here.
not yet. I'm going to double check to see if you have to do something to charge batteries or if they charge over time. I don't think they charge over time, so I think they either go and they're depleted entirely, or you can recharge it. I'll have to double check that, so that'll be something for later.
Okay.
Wait,
But I think it is just regular ammunition. I think they do just go once you've used them up. So it's kind of like those realistic shooters where when you reload, you keep a magazine with the lower amount.
Yeah. All right, so we got a fair bit to do.
yep.
Indeed. In the meantime, we'll get to work preparing your ship. We'll make sure that it is as good as new for a ship of its age.
Mhm.
And I would say it will take us about a day to get ready.
Perfect.
In the meantime, we have given you access to most of our station's systems in regards to information and such. You can look things up at as much as you want. We've got all of the news channels and entertainment, of course, but in terms of things like information, I'm sure you probably want to get up to date with what's been going on since the last time you were able to.
Would be ideal.
I might just head back to the ship and keep looking around.
Okay.
When do you plan to start work on the ship?
Pretty much right now. We're not going to be. We'll do stuff inside as needed, but um, you can rest on in the ship if you prefer to stay there. We do also have some habs opened up for you as well if you'd prefer somewhere on the station.
Out of character, is there like some kind of like shutter thing that can put down over the like pilot window?
There
Or
isn't a
is it
window;
just
it's just a view screen.
There isn't windows.
Yeah, it's just screen.
I don't know how it works. I don't know space stuff.
I've said view screen.
I feel like we
I-
brought up the fact that it is screens many
I
times.
thought you meant like
Yeah.
I thought
With
you
the
meant like the
cameras.
screens. I didn't know you meant like the front of the ship was a screen. I was confused.
Yeah. The entire seems like the front end is just cameras on the outside that project on a screen on the
Yeah,
inside.
so it's the entire front and the
Okay.
sides, and just, they're view
So
screens, and
if-
you have the option to view behind as well if you were to switch cameras.
So if Fox were to sit in the cockpit, it wouldn't be an issue.
No, you can't see into
Okay.
the ship.
Okay, that's fine. I'm still on the ship.
Yeah.
Curie is gonna probably reside in a little habitation place on
Yeah.
the actual
Yeah.
shelter for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Pebble
for
and
Galric to
Fox
be a bit
on
away
the
from
ship.
Fox.
Pebble and Fox on the ship. Oil and water.
Oh,
Pebble,
and
you
that
sure
is
you're willing
exactly
to
why
risk the
Curie
hab?
is going a separate way.
Same. Galric's fine with being away from Fox for a bit.
Renee just winks to Pebble, just being like, I guess it's just you and me on the ship.
Pebble, you should reconsider.
I want to get familiar with the workings of the ship while I have the time to.
Oh, it'd be nice to have you keep me company.
So what? I did not hear that.
It'll be nice to have you keep me company.
I was about to say go Fox yourself.
Curie just kind of like shrugs. There's like,
No,
good
no,
luck.
I'm gonna say whatever you say,
Just walk away.
Ylvis. It's a pop culture reference. Maybe no one will get.
No, I got it. Out of character.
I didn't.
Ylvis
kind
is
of
the guy who sung "What Does a Fox Say."
Oh.
But I'm out of character, specifically looking for whatever Ardo might have left,
Okay.
which I will probably inform Fox when I'm on the ship about.
Okay. In which case,
I'd be going back to Dave's chip, just to clarify.
yeah, in which case, is there anything else anyone wants to do or ask or say before going your ways?
I'm just asking about basic supplies, food, water, a stick of deodorant.
Yes, we'll be providing those along with ammunition and such as well. We're both for you and also a large amount of supplies for the people on the planet as well.
Okay. But I think that'll be it for Pebble here.
In which case, there's nothing else. All right. In which case, then, on the ship, it's a little bit weird. You can't really hear what's going on outside of the ship, but obviously all of like the machinery, the work on the outside and stuff like that vibrates through the hull, and you sort of hear like a muffled version of the sounds that are being made. But
Sounds like home.
yeah. Honestly, not too far off. You're used to this sort of sound of things like that, and like as if you were to be outside of the ship, you wouldn't hear anything. There is no air in this part of the station. It is void, but you hear anything that you physically come in contact with. But inside the ship, there's sort of that low droning sound from the work outside, and Pebble, I'd like you to do a perception check.
Why?
And what was it you said you were doing, Fox?
Try and get into a fucking data chip.
Okay, so that'll be another computers check.
Mm-hmm.
No, the 7 killing isn't there to laugh if it fails.
21 for perception. You find that
I sent you a quick little DM of what my character's kind of assuming.
you don't find any you don't find anything that's like that.
Okay.
And with a 21, I would say you're probably second guessing if that was a thing. So you had that assumption, and then after a while, it was like, okay, it's probably not this then.
Okay.
You do notice that there are a few more like oddities with this ship, things that things have been tagged out of order and stuff that's been moved when it shouldn't have, things like that, which at this point is going beyond the typical level of corruption of things that, you know, you and Ardo would do, where you just take some stuff and not write it down
Yeah.
and things. It's starting to reach a point where if people were
It's
doing this, the entire ship would be written up with like no components. Like there's no way anyone would get away with this. Someone's done something where they had done something originally, and then they tagged everything so that everything's all in order. Presumably because people wouldn't have checked the times that they were all tagged. So everything is as it should be. It's just been done at different times to when it would be officially had been done.
this ain't making sense.
At this point, I would say you think that
Mm.
whatever Ardo had been doing on this ship
Mhm.
had... He must have kept something here
Mhm.
and then moved it to different parts of the ship as things were being inspected to keep it out of the way, and then moved it away again into another part and so on and so forth, keep it repeating this process. And that is why things are being tagged at different times because presumably whatever was being hidden was hidden in one spot and therefore it wasn't tagged properly, and then was then moved again to somewhere else. That spot that it was originally in, the component there has now been tagged, and that's why it's at a different time, and it basically keeps repeating. And so you think he was hiding something on the ship, and that he kept moving where it had originally been stashed in order to avoid it being found.
But I used the tags to try to like kind of backtrack, or in a sense to try to find where it would currently be hidden.
Like dot to dot.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21.
Oh.
I would say that is possible. It will
I'm also
take.
like on the comms talking to Fox, saying like stuff's out of order, but being very, very like kind of as a matter of the fact, us not being like friendly, just being here are the facts, blah 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 blah.
Just replies after like a few messages. Just tell me when you found it, and just turns off comms and just like plays some music from the speakers.
Yep.
All right then.
And I'm going to be muttering, if anyone's dead weight, it's you. My comm's still on, but like you probably ignoring me with the music by now.
By the time you follow its traces, it takes you essentially a massive loop around pretty much everywhere thankfully, except for the bridge. But it basically takes you back to the cargo hold. At this point, everyone's been moved off. They're now gone to their habs and such. You saw like the usual stuff, so people helping people up. You saw some medics tending to people. So this was like on your first time around the loop. And then just honestly at this point, like relatively like classic sort of stuff. You got like a guard handing over sort of like a bar of chocolate or something to one of the kids, that sort of thing. Just like all of these sorts of things, basically just making sure these people who've been through a lot are feeling comfortable, and then moving them off to the station. They sort of for the most part kept people who knew each other together. If there were any families, they were being together, or co-workers, stuff like that. Basically making sure that people aren't with anyone unfamiliar and also not alone and that sort of thing. But by the time you go back around, finishing this sort of breadcrumb trail, they've now been moved onto the station properly, and it's just you in this area. And at this point, you ran out of components, but you're certain it is somewhere in this very empty cargo hold.
I'm gonna look for a false panel.
Okay. I'm going to want you to do a perception check. 10 DC, 15 better. All right.
Oh.
You're walking around. At this point, you're sort of tapping with 1/3 every other step. Most of the time, there is a slight bit of hollowness because these panels are on top of beams and such. It's not completely solid floor underneath. But there's one that's a thud as opposed to a lighter sort of hollow tap. And you realize that this has been completely emptied. There's no sort of wiring or any sort of piping underneath this panel. It's very easy to lift up. These panels are normally bolted, soldered, and such. This one has been left deliberately unsoldered.
Is it Ardo, you sly fox?
It goes on the comms. What?
Nothing that you are.
And as
And
you pull up the panel, you're instantly met with a bluish glow that just sort of lights up your face. I'm sorry, I just made myself laugh because I immediately thought of is it Pulp Fiction where they open a briefcase and it's like the gold light? Anyway.
Yes.
I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
It's
I've just
never
seen
revealed what was in there.
just a face hugger. coming
no.
out.
No, so this faint blue light sort of washes over you and you don't know what it is. But the first thought that pops into your mind is a relic. This thing is not a ship component. It is not a part of this ship, certainly not that. You're sure it's something technological, but it is not. This is not modern. This is ancient technology.
Would I attempt to operate or repair it? With my retro tech ability or feature?
Let me double check how far retro tech goes.
It's a pre-gap technology.
Pre-gap. Let's engineering check, but can do this check. You do a medicine check, safety. All right, make 2 rolls. Pick from the highest.
All right, let me use that real quick. If that is indeed what I'm using.
Yeah.
Is it going to be engineering?
I would say engineering because at this point you're going to have to inspect it more so than anything. There is no discernible way of turning it on and stuff like that.
Oh,
Roll
To
again just in
engineering.
case. Oh,
I think the first one's higher. I think the first one's higher just a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that second one is looking quite interesting.
Yeah.
No.
It seems to. It activates on touch, or at least in the sense of like it powers on. So it had a faint bluish glow, and then it sort of glowed a bit brighter as you held it. With a DC 35, you can't use it.
Okay.
Christ.
I'll probably have to check again later.
And I lowered their DC.
Shit.
The
Wait a minute.
The reason I say this is because it is definitely pre-gap. You definitely have the impression that it's pre-gap. But it is. When I say ancient, I mean really, really ancient. This is not just pre-gap in the sense of stuff that was made by society before the gap happened. This is nothing you recognize. In a galaxy full of aliens, this is alien to you.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. I'm just gonna post it in the group chat and a DM for you. The vibe, it's gonna be me.
Antikythera?
Yeah.
What it looks like is, I'd have to say like a dodecahedron. I can't remember if that was actually the 3D one.
Oh god.
Oh my god, I know what we found on Person Group Chat.
Yeah, dodecahedron. Basically, in other words, think of something that's like a sphere in shape, but it's made with 12 sides.
So, Karma, we found this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. Wait.
standard Blender model.
No, that is Meridia's beacon from Skyrim.
A
Oh,
new hand touches the beacon. Okay.
so
I definitely like looking at what you said the DC was, there's no way I can even make that check.
no, but you do try. You do get to a certain point where like you're. It's not so much that you can't really figure out what this is, what it's supposed to do. It's responding to certain touches.
Okay.
I would like you to make a will saving throw.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Uh.
You take 7 psychic damage straight to your HP, avoiding stamina.
Oh. Are you sure about that?
Yep.
Positive?
As
Okay, well, thank
you
you
basically
for that.
get hit by what feels like one of the worst migraines you've ever had, just within an instant. It to the point where it makes you drop this object back into the hole that it was in, just out of pure like
Is it
response.
is it okay?
It is absolutely fine. This thing looks like it is incredibly sturdy. Um, there's a slight nosebleed that begins.
Mhm.
But besides that, you seem fine. It was just that initial instance of damage.
On the comm, Renee to the cargo bay. Renee to the cargo bay.
Doesn't answer.
Get your ass in here now. Think I found it.
Renee isn't here right now.
With
Don't call me by
the fact that we have people going in and out of the cargo bay sometimes, maybe Renee is here.
grabs the bridge of her nose, groans. Gets up.
I don't know like when we're gonna get our stuff loaded up into here. So if you don't want to be caught as Fox, come as Renee.
I'm gonna fucking kill you when I get the chance. He just gets up,
Please do.
heads to the cargo bay. You better not be wasting my fucking time. I was busy.
When you get there, I'm just gonna hand gestures to the glowing fucking piece of tech.
Looks into the hole.
You see it? You see a dodecahedron. The body of it seems to be made of some sort of like dark metal, like not copper, but a similar color to that, or maybe like a rose gold, a bit darker than that. Some sort of like orangey, brassy color, with the edges of each pentagon that make up those 12 sides glowing that blue. There's writing along the sides of those edges on each face. You don't know the language, neither of you do.
I'm sorry. Looks dead. Looks at the twink. Looks back at it. So you found a fancy lamp.
It is really ancient tech. And it
Is it a lamp?
didn't like being picked up. And I still have like the blood on my face. I didn't wipe it off.
So you saw something which you knew to be ancient and just put your bare hands on it.
I'm an engineer. That's what we do.
That explains robotic arm.
Just glares at you.
Well, do you know what it
No.
does?
No, it's beyond me right now. But whatever it does do warrants it being hid in the ship repeatedly so no one would find it.
Well, then you're the engineering expert around here.
Do you
At
have
least
any
by the look of you.
contacts who know of ancient tech? Any friends, possibly?
Glares, like, physically has to resist hitting him just to mention it. Like, just move the orb. Put your room or some shit.
I'm gonna lightly tap it with my robotic hand. Does it respawn?
Mm,
Karma?
you tap on it, you don't feel anything on like the receptors for your fingers, but you do feel a weird buzz on basically the nub of your arm where it's connected to the robotic prosthetic.
I'm gonna try to grab like a pair of pliers and just pick it up.
Yeah, there's plenty of engineering tools and stuff around in the cargo hold. When you grab it,
Could I
Hmm?
put it inside Kirai? Would it fit? Is the question.
it would not fit, but based on the references I've seen for Curie, it could hold it. With the mechanical arms, it can basically cradle it.
All right, I'm just gonna have him cradle it and bring it back to the.
Hmm.
I guess wherever my quarter would be,
Yeah, then
and
Fox
if
is
I can
gonna go back to hacking.
get a box to place it in, that'd be even better too.
So much it's just like a cardboard box just shining through the gaps.
You're not too far off. Each cabin has like a footlocker by the bed, and that has like those slits that some of those metal lockers have. So there is like a constant blue glow that's coming out of those.
Put like a towel over the footlocker, and then lay some tools on top of the towel. The towel, like I'm cleaning my tools on it.
Nice, nice. Pebble.
And Pebble.
After a little while, once you've put it away,
Mhm.
while you're still sort of recovering from the pain from whatever the this device did.
Hey, Karma, I swear to God, if I start hearing voices or give birth, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh,
I'm
now
sorry,
we have the
what?
Ep3 and Starfinder already. It's crazy. It's been session 3.
Damn. You
Hmm?
you remember something,
Hmm?
but this is not your memory yet. You can see it like in your mind's eye as if you're recalling a memory of a star exploding. Full
Oh,
supernova.
is it Beetlejuice?
Mm, not too far off. But, it's a red giant. I think Beetlejuice might have been. No, Beetlejuice is a blue giant. The red giant star
Mhm.
that goes through a violent supernova, like the one that leaves a neutron star. In this case, a pulsar that one of those that spins really rapidly with the two beams of energy going either out to either end.
Did you say a pulsar?
Yep.
Isn't that a quasar? Or, no, I might be wrong.
There's quasar, pulsar, magnetar.
Hmm.
Pulsar does the thing. I think Quasar might actually be like a bigger version of a Pulsar, in which case it can be.
Okay.
This does seem like a very violent supernova.
Can I just question something quickly?
You can question if you want.
Isn't that one in the intro?
There is a Pulsar in the intro.
Yeah.
That's just in general.
Ooh.
Again, intros don't always necessarily think
I
like
know,
with the
I know.
battles and that, but yeah.
Yeah. I was just questioning because I haven't seen one myself.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, then for reference, yes, that is the one. Although I will say I recommend looking up the Pulsars in Elite Dangerous. They look better than the one I made.
Okay. But yours is
I
amazing.
mean, they have a bit of a bigger
Yours
budget
is
as
amazing.
well.
Yeah, they have quite a big budget.
IRL above the table, like I really love space and stuff, so I'm like giddy at all of this. Even like Pebble's last name is a reference to like when a planet is in its furthest point away from the sun in its orbit.
See, I
That's a
recognize
long last
that
name.
name because I read that
It's a
name. I was
good
like,
one.
hey, wait a minute, that's a
I was like, I remember that
Senate
from
term.
secondary school.
Yeah. But oh my god, back to the pulsar quasar. Like,
Yeah, and this is something that presumably this device must have seen, or someone who made it, or something related to it, because it you only have this now. Like you've never seen this. Like you've never seen anything like this. So you've barely seen anything besides just a general black of space. You've barely even seen a nebula, and that was on the screen. This is something that you haven't experienced yourself, but now technically you have.
do I touch the orb more? No.
Touch the orb.
You're just gonna find me like on the ground.
Yeah.
Chest co-
Fox is just gonna walk
compression.
into like your bedroom to like check. You're gonna be on the floor foaming at the mouth, like hugging me. Just gonna stare. Just shrug
Speaking a
and walk
random
off.
language.
Just shrug and walk off.
Oh god. So I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna wanna try to look into recent explosions of stars, and if I can't find anything, just keep going back and back.
Alright. We will leave that bit then for now.
Yeah.
Fox, in the meantime, what were you?
I already did
wanting
one
to-
roll.
You already did
But,
one roll? Yeah, that was the
18.
18, yep. So you succeeded. That's 1 out of 3 because this does reset when it gets locked.
Yeah, that's fair. Hold on. That's fine.
Okay.
It's still 15, yeah?
Yep, still 15. Fortunately, the first time it got locked out, it doesn't make it any harder, though you are noticing that there's certain things in place you're kind of having to be careful about it, because if you make like a wrong move or something like that, you could lose chunks of information. There's a part of you that's concerned now that you looked at it that you think they might have lost something. If there's anything like super sensitive that might have gone.
Yeah. Shit, okay.
Oh.
That's such a weak roll, okay.
Damn, 30, such a weak roll.
It's just like...
I know you meant I think like the physical
Yeah.
movement of it, but it was just funny seeing that after the you open up the security module. You can now use it in the way that you would any other system of files. You see 2 folders in which like the file names. That's not encryption or random naming. Those have been corrupted. There's 3 others, One of them is more of a personal manifesto. These are basically just, well, if Aldo was still alive, very incriminating evidence of the stuff that he's taken and pawned off and stuff, including some conversations between him and a number of the syndicates that did operate on Gauntlgrym, including the
Mhm.
owner of Sugar Rush, the nightclub down on the lower ring.
Interesting.
There's a couple of conversations between him and the owner of Sugar Rush, who I will say is not one of the 30 people. But it's basically a back and forth conversation which describes how Ardo has found something on this ship that
Oh, they knew as well.
was left here.
Yeah.
Something really big that would be worth a lot of fucking money if the right buyers were contacted.
Interesting.
Some questions as to what it is. Responses from Mardo essentially being, I don't know, but apparently he'd done some tests on it or had a friend do some tests on it. Mentions that it seems to be some sort of information storage
Mhm.
from an age-old something. He had no idea how old it could be. Didn't get around to doing any sort of testing for that because that's something that's quite expensive, and you'd have to explain why you're testing it.
Yeah.
But something that's not just pre-gap, but potentially one of the previous civilizations. There's a few that are around. You know of Avalon, that the people there were made by a previous civilization that no longer exists, at least in this galaxy.
Mhm.
While it's not necessarily from them, it seems to be he believed it was something that could be that old, and that how do I word this? That he had a friend try to look into it, but it was beyond their capability and struggled to hear anything after melding with it for a while.
Oh. Okay.
But that is as far as those chat logs go.
And is the information I'm looking for still there?
Yes, some. How much do you want me to say out loud? Actually, honestly, I'll have to say it all out loud. You're on your own
Yeah,
in
same.
character.
Yeah.
There is nothing that specifically mentions any of the people you're looking for, any of the money trail to assassinations and such. Nothing like that directly paints an incriminating sort of arrow to them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nothing that confirms necessarily. However, there's some official communications between Mr. Nakamura and the the name's been corrupted, but going by the messages and stuff like that, this is probably either CEO of the company or like someone who's higher than he was. Basically telling him about discrepancies in payments for money that's been moved and such. Concerns
Mhm.
that the Pact Alliance would discover this and, of course, put that into question because that is very clear signs of wire fraud or money laundering. And to get on top of that, or he will be out of a job. He will be forced to resign.
Okay.
And that a chunk of money had gone from Akaton to a random company that they apparently can't grab a hold of in terms of like anyone that works there, somewhere in Triaxis, which then bounced from a hub in Akalata before
Of course.
finding its way to Gauntlgrym. And
But
that he was,
Hmm.
as part of his, while he was officially there to basically oversee everything to prepare for Fulgrim's representatives to arrive and do those messages, to do those negotiations. He was being sent earlier not just to prepare, but to also see what could be going on in Dwayfield that would warrant money to move in a weird way instead of just a direct request. Seeing as Dwayfield is owned by Ichihara, that they could have just made a formal request for more budget.
Did it confirm it's Akaton to unknown company?
Akaton, yep. So their offices in Akaton, basically, or their holdings there, went
Yeah.
to a random company. So let's just say, like, an offshore account, that sort of thing, like, those shell
Yeah.
companies.
Then Triaxis,
To
then
in
Akalata, then
Triaxis,
Gauntlgrym.
then Aklata, then Gauntlgrym.
Okay. Fox just like looking there, like kind of like smoking a bit. She may not have a, but she's like, "I got you, fucker."
Your microphone cut off during most of that.
She-
Holy shit.
okay. She can't. She doesn't have the whole information.
You cut again. You just
What
said
part?
she doesn't have the whole information, and then it stopped.
She doesn't have the whole information yet, but she looks at it and is just, like, "I've got you, you fucker."
Uh, but yeah, so it seems like Mr. Nakamura was under a lot of pressure to try and well, figure out where this money's going from, who's making the requests, and presumably punish, i.e., fire anyone that he catches if he does. Obviously, that never happened in the end.
Yeah. And there's a lot. There's also just blatant proof of him doing some illegal shit.
Yes, there was mention. So yeah, the fact that he has conversations that link him with Ardo and such does seem to imply that, at the very least, him individually was interested in this relic.
Fox just like makes a note of the information and just like removes the data chip and was like, "You got what you deserved."
Out of character, I hope Pepple's not on any of these lists, or I might have to break out the ukulele.
um, would there be time in this like moment to start going?
He kept cutting in.
Black box.
Yes.
Can I go into it?
No, not in this thrust.
Okay, that's fine.
I
Yeah.
assumed I did everything I could in my rest.
Yes.
I'm just gonna leave it and call and join back quickly.
Okay.
Probably head
What?
out soon-ish if that's okay.
Okay.
Then not feeling too well.
No, my heat destroyed Cal.
Damn.
But
I
Connell,
was gonna
what point did you want to get
add
to?
on to that. Oh, sorry.
Okay, go on.
I was gonna add on to that what Cal said, and I'll probably wrap up soon because my head is like really hurting
Yeah,
from like
that's
all
fine.
this congestion and everything.
Yeah, that's fine. To be honest, I'm fine finishing up here because the next part would take you to Akalata, which could be done on this session, but it would take an hour or two to do. So I would say no.
Oh yeah,
We'll move.
It might be a bit long,
we'd
Yeah.
still be dead by then.
Yeah, I was thinking like on a normal day, we possibly could do like hour and a half up to midnight my time. That would be normally fine. But I think for
Normally
this,
fine
it
for me
would be
too.
better to
Yeah.
do it another time.
Literally, like on any other day, I would be fine. It's just this congestion is
Same.
like really kicking my ass.
Yeah, no, I get you. I had
Um,
I was dealing with hay fever when I was at work today, so that was quite miserable.
Oh no, I'm
Like
sorry.
I missed out on some information here and there because I had to keep muting myself because I kept having to blow my
No,
nose,
you're
and I'm like,
fine.
okay,
Okay.
what did I miss?
Well,
The
so
TLDR,
if you
I
want, you
found a
can
giant.
send one second. If you want, you can send me any messages afterwards. Yeah, different moments that you realize you might miss something. Ask about those, and I can mention what they were.
Yeah.